All right. With it being 7:15, I am going to open, like, say, the information session. And this information session is to let the public be aware that the ballot question that is on the town election, which
Number
is,
one.
pardon?
Ballot question number one.
Yeah, ballot question number one. It's the only ballot question on there. Yeah, that's okay. That one is going to, like I say, the town election is scheduled for June 2nd. And with that, the question is with regards to the second phase of the CPA funds being, or the CPA surcharge to be increased from 1% to 3%. And what I'd like to do first is start off with reading. It's more of an open letter that is to the residents and business owners of Ayer regarding the question one for the annual town election.
And where is this letter being published?
This letter is going to be available. Let me share it on the town website. We've got the town's website on the CPC page itself. As long as you go right to CPC, it will be the open letter to the residents of and business owners of Ayer. And the letter reads, "A new pandemic virus of COVID-19 has shaken us all. Each of us have reacted in different ways. We here at the Ayer Community Preservation Committee are no different. We know these are troubling times affecting our families, friends, and residents within the town of Ayer. Many of our businesses have also been affected by this crisis, and we understand the financial issues being faced by our community. Per the laws and guidelines of Mass General Law 44B, last fall the CPC began a two-step process seeking voter approval to raise the CPA surcharge from 1% to 3%. You still have an opportunity to opt out of the surcharge if the qualifications are met. This shift would make the town eligible and receive not just a greater amount, but a greater percentage available from state matching funds. This first step was to seek approval from the fall town meeting vote, which was accomplished on October 28th of 2019. The second step requires approval via ballot question at the town election. Because of COVID-19, this election was postponed from April and is currently rescheduled for June 2nd, 2020. Since the surcharge increase request process started last fall, before the pandemic, the ballot question cannot be removed from the upcoming town election. On one hand, the CPC members do not want to put any additional strain on the residents and businesses within the town of Ayer. And on the other hand, no one knows how long this pandemic or its economic impact will last, meaning there is value in taking a long-term view of how CPA funds might be used to help during these difficult times. Our members are also torn on this question. Given the continuing impact of the pandemic and the uncertainty of this future course, the surcharge increase could be of real use and value to the town by raising extra funds to be used in the housing category. It's our hope the Affordable Housing Committee will go before the town meeting in fall 2020 to seek voter approval in creating a housing trust. This trust would have a community-based board of trustees and would allow CPC monies to potentially be used to help residents who might fall in between the cracks of federal and state assistance for things like rental payments. Please think about our long-term future when you go to the polls on June 2nd and see our ballot question. Currently, the town is actively looking for funding resources to help residents and businesses through this difficult time. A community board-run housing trust seeded with CPC revenue could become one of those resources. This housing trust would be run by a community board of local residents for the benefit of our town. If we need funds to assist our local residents long-term, now's the time to begin to set up those future mechanisms that could make this community effort possible. We say thank you in advance for your consideration on this ballot question. I've signed the letter, Janet Providakis, Chair of the Air CPC. I do know that the other committee members, we've put this letter together so that we all are torn, but we understand the difficulties, but also to the possibilities of our future. And again, this is the link that brings you to that question, that letter. Should anybody want to go ahead and be able to print it off and read it. I wanted to start the meeting off with, the information gathering with that, just to let people know, believe me, we understand what type of financial issues that are occurring within our town. And I just, I'll open it up for the rest of the committee to state, your concerns too as well.
Really good letter.
I have a good team to help me. It's like, all right. So with that, I know one of the major questions that has been asked is like, okay, well, how much is this going to cost me being a homeowner in town? It's going to add $90 more to your tax bill per year.
On average.
On average, correct, on average. When I asked Tom for the town assessor for updated information, because the values of the houses have gone up within Ayer, he's now saying it's more like $99. Again, that's what happens when, the prices do go up. When I asked about the business community, on average, their tax rate will go up approximately $172 per year. And this way here, they give back to the community of, that they're serving. They'll be giving back to by possibly the employees that live, within the town as well. So these, again, are things that, the monies would be able to go, say, hopefully to, like, say, just the housing category. The other questions that I've had, from the public as I take my walks downtown is how are we doing with the disbursements of the new funds that are going to be coming up this spring. At Springtown meeting, what the CPC is going to recommend is we are mandated by law to give 10% to the categories of housing, historic, and open space. And that is exactly what we've done so that we have the funds, the rest of the funds, the other approximately 70%, available so that if we need to put that all into either a housing category or, into recreations and such, we have that available. But it's more of the having that extra funds available to help out should the town want to accept a housing trust. Now, the Ayer Community and Economic and Community Development Office has gone ahead, and I've been working with them and going to different meetings from Mass Housing Partnership and also to, I believe, I've got to look at the right name because it's called CHAPA, Citizens Housing and Planning Association. They've had different workshops that Alicia and I have gone to establish a type of housing trust so that we get the correct guidelines, the correct litmus tests, because these are, if there is going to be a housing trust, these would be individuals that will not get state or federal, assistance. If they already get those type of assistance, they have some sort of coverage. These are going to be the individuals that fall through that crack. And to get that correct litmus test, we want to make sure that we've got all the guidelines. The payments, if it is any type of rental assistance, will only go to the landlord. It doesn't go to the individual. So this way here, it's more streamlined, that we know that it's being used for rental assistance and such. Let's see.
And is there a cap at how much can be used towards,
No, I mean, again, it's the guidelines
and,
that,
and it's definitely, I'm sorry, I haven't even read the guidelines, but you did say it's one of the CPA guidelines that we can use it for like a housing trust?
correct. And back in 2012, they opened up, like say for housing to be able to create a housing trust. It has to still meet CPA guidelines, meaning the individuals have to be within a certain income level. Depending upon if we're going to do the 50%, 30%, where do we want to, again, this would be what the Board of Trustees would, recommend, of what would be that limit of where the mean income is. Some towns, they even do 100%, they do 120. And it all depends upon what the town wants to do. I know that there are certain towns that the housing authorities have been working with the housing trust to help out those individuals. So we've got it available, like I say, just to be used within the town of Ayer, if that passes and such. Again, these are, I don't want to say we're putting a cart before a horse, but we are moving things to look for the future instead of saying, okay, great, now what do we do? I think you don't know what you don't need until something happens. And then when something happens, will we be able to have the support? And that's where pretty much I'm going with this, the ballot one question is we're asking for a 3%, even though I know it's tough times, but if we look for the future, these are funds that can be used, and hopefully this never happens again. We don't know, but it'd be nice to have this trust available that we can access it and be able to help out others. So, plus also, if it's available too, and we don't really need it, then we can do additional projects, such as, I know one of the things that I spoke about at the fall town meeting is working on Parks and Rec and redoing the whole playground down at Peroni Park. I mean, that's still on a to-do list, but it'd be nice to have the funds to do even additional. So. Any other?
Thank you, Jim.
Oh, no problem, Barry. Anything else that people, may want to go ahead and, bring up? I know that there will be some signs posted throughout town. And let me see if I can have everybody. Can you see that?
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Looks good.
Wait, hold on.
I'm holding. It covers my face, so I feel better.
Okay.
Right? These are going to be placed over by like I say, we're not doing a widespread push for this. We're taking, a little quieter approach. These will be placed by the transfer station, and they will be placed by the Rotary. With that too, I'm going to see whether or not some of our other benefactors, like Sandy Pond School Association and quite possibly Calvin Moore, if they might be able to show one coming into town, actually Sandy Pond and also to West Main Street. So I'll see whether or not they might be able to do that. It's up to, like I say, it's up to them. I have not had a chance to talk with Calvin with regards to the impact on businesses. I know it impacts, their rental payments because they're not bringing in the monies. And I know Alan has been talking with the town assessor and town tax collector on how the revenues for the businesses downtown have, decreased. So that is also going to affect the monies that the town will be collecting. But I know that Alan Minoyan and Alicia have been having meetings with town businesses, banks, and such, so that they can get a feedback, and they're going to try to continue doing that, just to see on how this this crisis has impacted the town, and seeing how long it may continue. It's you get a little bit of breath of fresh air knowing that certain things are going to start opening up on the 25th and later. So, we'll go through all our different phases depending upon how things are going. Go ahead. Someone got a question?
Nope.
Okay. Is there anybody else here from public participation? Okay. All right. One of the things that I wanted, again, to share with individuals is if we do, if people do have questions, when they're watching this, you can contact me through the town email. I do have my own email address there. You've got my name on the screen, so it's just jprovidakis@ayer.ma.us. I know I have to pause because I've got a couple of them. Like I say, so it'll be at the town website. And if not, you can also call Town Hall and they can connect you with me as well. Because I don't know, we do have monies within the budget to go ahead and cover any type of, say with open space. There's more monies in there because that's where the monies have been placed. But moving forward, we know that the call is for assisting with housing within the town, and it's better to try to keep a good balance. I mean, we do, you can't really stop growth, but on the other hand, it would be nice to have a balance so that there is. And when we talk about affordable, I want people to understand it's not Section 8, it's not just 40Bs. There, there are opportunities so that it's rental assistance that can be given by the state and such. So I mean, I'm looking at the housing complexes that are being built over in Shirley on Hospital Road. I mean, some of those over 55, communities are pretty impressive. When you look at Pleasant Street School, that's also affordable, so that individuals on a fixed income can go ahead and have it based on their income versus a flat market rate. So I think that, again, people have got to understand that there's more things called affordable than just federal and state assistant type programs. So it's like, and then when you start looking at the CPA funds that have been used in the past, the success stories that are out on the website, let me share that back again. Hold on, see if I can do this right again. Let's see. The success stories are vital. Hold on. To know where these monies have been used. Tell me, can you see the screen?
Yep. Yes.
I mean, we've been very lucky in this community that if you're looking at this list, we've done some pretty impressive stuff for Habitat for Humanity. I mean, last year we did the community garden, and I know that Sheila and the group have had quite a success that they've built even additional beds for this year. We've taken care of historical projects such as the town hall for the new roof, a generator. We've worked on the Fletcher building, the Nutting Fletcher building in downtown, and that's got, like I said, we kept its historic value, plus also the affordable housing apartments that are in there. And the old fire station is being renovated, the one on Washington Street. and that's going to have 6 affordable housing units in there. So again, the monies that have been contributed over the past approximately 19 years have been used for a variety of items. And all these have been approved and given feedback all by the town. And I think that's one thing about the CPA funds is it's not town administration driven. It is the town driven. You got, the town comes forward with the ideas. The town then, has a chance to give feedback. And then the town has the final vote at town meeting to say, yeah, we want our funds, our taxes to be used for these types of projects. And I think that's the power of CPA is it stays just within the town of Ayer. It's used for the citizens of Ayer. It doesn't, isn't just separate for a specific group of individuals. It's something that even I know, like I say, even the little fox, okay, over at the Page Hilltop School, it goes ahead and, the fence that was put up around Page Hilltop. The good stories behind each single one of these. So if you have a chance, head on over to the website and click on some of these success stories. And if there's other items that you may see, it's like, well, it would be great to be able to have more community gardens or additional parks or what do they call it, like pocket parks within areas. These are other things that the town can come forward and say, how about if we do this and on this property? I'm going to donate my property for this. I think that works out, like I say, it works out great because the money stay here. Go ahead. I don't want to keep talking, but I will. I want to make sure everybody has a chance to say something.
I think you're doing a great job, Janet, of describing what we're trying to accomplish with all of this. Thank you.
Okay, no problem, because like I say, a lot of people don't know the background of the CPA funds. To give individuals watching this some ideas of how this all occurred. 2001, we voted on participating in the Community Preservation Act. And with that, we first started at 3%. Then as the community was concerned on how the funds are being used, making sure that we're taking care of the community, it got decreased to 1%.
And
Now
that was actually done by the town residents had that power, and
oh yeah,
as they do now with this
correct.
question.
Correct. Thanks, Jess. You're right. Again, you get to go ahead and put it forward at town meeting, take a vote, and then you can change it one way or the other. And all right, I got two things. The CPA itself is set up so that we take care of, again, 3 major categories: housing, historic, open space, and rec. Those 3 categories have got to get 10% every year of the monies that are being taken in. And we've been doing above and beyond that, especially for, say, open space and rec. As I said earlier, this year we're recommending 10% across those 3 categories. This is all by Mass General Law 44B. Also, too, the law states that there are 5 main committees that have got to be part of the Community Preservation Committee. And it has to be someone from Parks and Rec, it has to be someone from the Conservation Commission, it has to be someone from Historic, someone from Housing, and I'm missing one.
Planning board.
Planning board. Sorry, Julie. I'm sorry. And planning. So this way here, these 5 individuals can know what's going on within their committees, know what's going on within the community itself as well. And they're able to make sure that the funds are being used for projects that are going to better and preserve and enhance our community. Then
Yeah.
the Air CPC has two more individuals that are citizens at large. One individual, Beth, who's on our committee, is on the open space and planning. Open
Space and recreation.
I know, I forgot that, open space and recreation planning committee, and they go ahead and are able to give direction, assisting with the master plan and everything to conservation, parks and rec and such. And then, like I say, it's nice to have these 7 members. I mean, again, I look at my group out here and I'm so happy with you guys. We luck out of having a great committee. But that's how the CPA itself works within a community. You get that committee going, and it's all different types of individuals from these different committees, putting it all together so that we get a good sense of what's going on. And when we try to listen, even though I know I'm doing a lot of talking. But this way here, we are available so that if you've got questions, please make sure that you go ahead and give a call to the town hall and ask them. I know we've got a group of individuals that have put together a website. I don't know if you noticed on the bottom of that sign that I was showing, it's supportaircpc.org. And they've, like I say, put together something so that other individuals can ask questions too as well and give a little more feedback. But this is above and beyond what the town can go ahead and do. Oh, I do want to bring up another point. The reason why we're jumping to 3%, I know a lot of individuals saying, why can't we just increase it maybe about 0.5% or whatever? The 3% allows us to get additional funds from the state. When you're at anything less, you only get one matching section. When I say matching, they didn't do a 100% match. They only do let's see, last time it's been like almost 20%. So we're looking at quite possibly between 20 and 30% if we stay at 1% or anything under 3%. But when you hit 3%, you not only get that first match, but then you get 2 additional matches. And that gives us extra monies that the state does have within their, it's called the treasure chest. And that monies come from different fees that they've charged for the deed fees, the licenses fees and such. That goes inside a bucket. And when there's more, like I said, when there's monies in there, whoever has the 3% gets to get those 2 additional matches from those funds. So which means that money is out there, someone's going to get it. And if we don't take advantage of that, then almost like shame on us. It's like it's there, it's state monies. If we can tap into that, those are, like I say, additional funds coming into the town of Ayer for the citizens of Ayer. So that's the reason why we're going from 1% all the way up to the 3%, because we might as well go ahead and take advantage of those extra funds from the state.
And that was the point you made in your letter too, that this would be, we would be putting in more money, so the state would match, disproportionately more money as well. But then we would also be getting, because of those extra rounds, a higher percentage than we do at 1% overall.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's, like I say, this is extra money that's available to us. And it would be nice to take advantage of it. So.
And one other thing, Janet, that you You stressed that we were putting the 10% into housing, affordable housing, historic and open space. And the 70% goes into a reserve fund. The approximately 70% goes into a reserve fund that then we can allocate to projects in housing or historic, or open space as the need arises for a particular project.
Right.
Again, which is also always approved by town meeting vote, not by us ultimately.
Correct. Because once it gets put into a category, it has to be used for that category.
And can't be removed from that category.
Can't be moved from that category. So that's why, the committee here, I think our recommendation has been, let's, try to have it available so that we can use it for a variety of things instead of being lumped within a specific category. So, yeah, thanks, Jess. Anything else people may want to bring up?
Somebody might, I was just thinking, a question that might arise is why do we, if we have the reserve fund, why do we bother putting 10% into housing, historic, and open space if we could use the reserve fund for any of those? And I think the intent of the CPA Act is that we make sure we put money, or we make sure we attend to housing and historic and open space. So by putting a minimum in each of those categories that can only be used by each of those categories guarantees that projects would get approved in diverse areas, not just, say, throwing it all into one thing of open space or something like that.
Correct. I think that's the reason why those guidelines were created.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, no, that is true. And I think when I'm looking at of the items that we do want to have for future projects, we're taking in consideration all the hard work that was done for the master plan. I know one thing that Alan Minoyan is emphasizing, that we need to be sure we implement more items that came out of this master plan. This helps in that direction, and the better we can work as a team. Again, I keep reiterating, I've got a great team here with the CPC. All the individuals here, we work well because we communicate what's going on within our different committees, and I think as we keep doing that, we're able to fulfill more of the items that have been put in as future goals from the master plan. And I think having that as being a way of preserving and enhancing our town is a great idea. I mean, I always used to try to keep Ayer as a secret because it was such a great town. I didn't want people to know in Cambridge, about my little town, because I wanted to keep it to me. It's mine, whatever. And pardon? I just think it, like I say, it's great to be able to have this wonderful town and to keep doing items that can help better this town and keep the diversity within the town. That's one thing that makes us citizens of Ayer. So, another thing too that was brought up during the fall town meeting is many of these projects that you see on the list here, that's on the screen, many of these projects may not have been able to be done without the CPA funds. So it's nice to know, again, that they're being used for these types of projects. Plus also, if they had to fund these projects and we didn't have the CPA funds, quite possibly taxes would be raised even more. This way here, it's more controlled. So I remember that was some of the items that were brought up during the fall town meeting. So, and if you can't afford it, if you end up that you want to opt out, I want to reemphasize, you do have the availability of opting out. You just write a letter to the town assessor And if you meet the qualifications of income, age, and such, with that, you're able to opt out of the 3%. You just opt out the whole thing as being a homeowner. Businesses don't have that availability. So,
Janet, I was just going to add, when you were talking about some projects may not have happened without the support of the CPA funds. People have probably heard me say this many times, but I often feel that the highest and best use that we can offer for projects is the ability for them to have the matching funds to be able to utilize additional grant funds from other sources. And so there have been a lot of projects where maybe the initial exploratory work has been funded by the CPA, or a 20% match or whatever might be required for a state and federal grant can be secured through the town through CPA funds. But then the return on investment is really significant because you get a much greater budget and project for the investment from the community funds. So I think that's one of the greatest potentials that we have as well for utilizing these funds. And I think that the housing category is a great representative of that. That many of the housing projects have utilized these funds as the community portion, and then have received federal assistance for affordable housing projects. So, it's just a really good opportunity to use, funds that might not otherwise be available at the town level for these kinds of projects.
Yeah, you're right, Beth, because that's how Pleasant Street School was funded, and as well as now the former fire station on Washington Street.
And also the dog park.
I was just going to say, and the dog park for being a non-housing. It was only, say $10,000 that was given to the dog park project, but a foundation grant came up with the rest because they did have that CPC community support behind it. And that's what these grants want to see, that the community is supporting the project, and they will pitch in the funds as well. Thanks, Beth. That was a good one. All right. I didn't know if there was anything else that people want to bring up. Again, this is, the information session about the ballot question number 1 that is on the town ballot for the upcoming election, scheduled right now for June 2nd. We hope that you get out and vote. We do hope that you look for it as something that we can plan for the future.
And I think you can also do, contact town hall about mail-in voting.
Oh yeah, they do have absentee voting available.
It's being encouraged, particularly because of current circumstances.
Correct. Yes, they do have that available. Give them a call, send them an email. I think it is on some of the social media sites on how to get in touch with them for it. And I know the Affordable Housing Committee is meeting on Friday to, again, keep talking about that housing trust. So we'll see what that, where that goes. And make a difference, this way here we're able to go ahead and make a difference within our community. And I think that says a lot of planning for the future. I know it's tough now, but we'll keep our fingers crossed these days don't last forever. We're too resilient for that to happen. I think we've got some pretty good individuals here within town that when I see the crowds downtown picking up foods on the curbside pickup, it's nice to see. It's like, okay, great. I'm not going to mention restaurants, but I've been heading down there and getting some pretty good food for sure. And having the curbside, it's like, all right, head out to home and bring the food back. So, all right, we're getting close to the end. If there's no other information that people want to pass on. I think we did pretty good. Again, if
Nice
there's,
job, Janet.
Thank you, Janet.
thank you guys, I tell you. When I say I'm lost without you, definitely I am. But if there's any questions, please contact the town hall and they'll get me your question and I'll go ahead and be able to respond back as soon as possible. Again, they've been very helpful of trying to get the word out, especially with Cindy putting it on the pages here for, again, more of the information of why we're pursuing, why we still need to pursue, because the question still needs to be on the ballot, but why it is good to look at it for the future. And let's take care of a need that may arise again. So, all right, guys, I think this is it. I think we can end it. Thank you very much for everything.
Everybody stay safe, huh?
Thank you.
I mean, it was a posted meeting. I think we do have to just have a vote to adjourn.
Do we? Oh,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
aye.
Who's,
Aye.
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 Aye.